Britain was young, his career as a venture car owner at 17 years of age. How did that talk about it? What's it like to run a business like that at 17?
To be honest with you, that wasn't the first big step in this for me. Before that, I owned a nightclub in Waddesdon, which was a very big learning curve for me. So I jumped in head first, and I liked the idea of opening a nightclub more than actually the business earning money. And I nearly become very uncertain, nearly lost all what capital that I had saved from me 10 right up until I was 16, which might not sound a lot, but in that short time of your life, 6 years is an awful lot of time, especially where I've been busted to try and save and earn money and got without and made sacrifice. And the reason I'm saying it's harder for me to make sacrifice, because I'm looking at my dad living a beautiful, lavish lifestyle, thinking, why can't I? You know, my dad's a multi-billionaire. Surely I'm in a position where I can go and do what I want, eat what I want. But that's not the case. I want to try and create my own path by taking all the lessons that I've learned from watching my dad fail and be successful.
Absolutely amazing, and I love it. Audio at the top, it's really, really important. And I'm going to delve into that in a little bit more detail in the next part in the comments. So just looking, I want to pick up on what you said there. I like the ideas of running a nightclub more than I liked how the business made sense. And I think entrepreneurs, business owners, are really getting carried away, and they can fall in love with the concept that when you are running a nightclub, doesn't stack. Yeah, so how long did it take you? Because most entrepreneurs, they don't really understand finances at the beginning. So it takes them a period of time to understand the difference between their idea and it translates to bottom line profit. So how long roughly did that take you? Do you think, that was a very valuable lesson in order to make sure that numbers are in your business?
Well, it was probably the best lesson I've ever learned in my life. Because business, yes, if we can make it enjoyable, I believe we should make as enjoyable as possible, but sometimes that's just not how the cookie crumbles. And for me, it took me until I lost every single penny to obviously realise that, right, I've jumped in head first, not knowing about a business, only thinking to myself, wow, I'm going to be bolted around the night, but lay the Lord out and enjoying myself. But in reality, I wouldn't have been, obviously I wouldn't have been enjoying. I thought I was going to buy the night, open the doors and everything was going to come flooding in, and that was the last thing that happened. I actually managed to save it and get all my capital back from one event. Now, when I thought it, I didn't want to let trappers or gypsies at the nightclub tarnish the brand of the venue, because obviously people do not want to go where trappers are or where they've been for, because there's a stigma attached to us. And there's 80% more non-trappers than there are trappers in the country or in the world. So if I was to just target trappers, I didn't believe that I was going to make the business work, so I didn't really want to let trappers in. But in the end of the journey of the nightclub, should I say, I put on one trappers event, Halloween, and I managed to get my capital back with a small profit. But as the club was running, I was hemorrhaging money hand over fist, and bills creeping out that I didn't even know about. And that's was a big lesson. I'm pleased that I've done it, and I'm pleased that I made it a success. Was it running business success? No, but I made it a success.
Amazing, good stuff. Love that. And you said about opening the doors and expecting people to come. I think so many people make that mistake of business where they think that it's just going to happen. And what's the single thing that most business owners miss, guys, where if they got that bit right, I could guarantee the customers do come through their door? How do you get customers through your door? On up to marketing, yeah? Who believes in this room now and out marketing? Okay, why not do people? But that's what gets customers through the doors, isn't it? So there's business owners, we need to make sure we're evolving and we're growing, but most importantly, the cup waiting up to. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And I think if you haven't got good marketing, people don't know you're established and don't know about the business, what you basically have none. If you're trying to sell something, you don't advertise it. How do you expect to sell it? And it's the same as anything. You're always trying to sell something, from a product to service, whatever it may be. You're always trying to sell something. And without marketing, you're not going to be able to sell it.
Absolutely right. You know that you reached down into actually then doing gypsy only events. Did I hear on one of the podcasts that actually around that time, that was where my Big Fat Gypsy wedding was running out and you managed to tap to that, get all about the R, is that right?
Well, actually, I used to do trampers events before I owned the club. And that's actually what got me into the nightlife industry.
Yeah.
And mainly, but managing one night or a couple of nights a year to manage a nightclub is an awful big step. Thing is about owning a nightclub, you've got bills. For me, I didn't have any bills when I used to promote an event. All I used to need to do was get people through the door. And then I would get a cut off the door. And when I had the pub, I had to do that and pay the bills and pay the staff. And it wasn't as straightforward and cut and dried as I thought. But like I say, I was very pleased with the lesson. If I didn't take anything from it, then I reckon it would have been. I was.
And having such a following figure in your life like your dad and the success that he's created, how did you feel about speaking to your dad about that business's failure, or that it wasn't successful? It's going on to elbow George requires. Did you feel embarrassed from asking help from him? Did you not want to know it was going wrong? Or did you leverage it that, get it to help you recover it?
We talk mostly was over, especially at that age. But
how old were you? 16?
16. At that age, but sometimes my dad actually ran the trappers events also, but he jumped them, right? So he knew a little bit about it, but the argument that we have together is that we're at a different time to when he was younger, and how things have evolved now is not the same. The advice that he was sometimes giving me is 20 years old. So, but I run most things past it, and obviously what a good person to go back to. Financially, you won't help him, but the advice is worth more than any financial damage.
And does your dad put pressure on you to fulfill a family next, or does it want you to carve your own path? And if he is putting the pressure on, how do you go about carving your own path? And in the years, do you feel that you need to carve your own?
I feel that it's my destiny anyway. Being my father's son is obviously puts me under an awful lot of pressure. There's obviously a big tree casts a big shadow, but I am willing and determined that at the end of the day I am my father's son, and I believe that, listen, one day he's going to move on, and when he moves on and goes to a better place, I believe that I will bring what I have done in my lifetime to that and have double it.
Let's give out an Alfie a round of applause for that. And number two, it's about destiny. And you can think covered everyone here, very. When you use that word destiny, you'll think you're big. That's my language. I love that stuff. I know before you came, we're talking about thinking big. So you hear anybody talk about destiny, you know that they're going to the right places. I want you guys to stop thinking about your destiny. Why are you there? What is your purpose? Why have you been from all this money? Because maybe it's more than just what we're doing right now, and you've got to work out what it is, and you've got to go off, and you've got to fit it. So, I want to talk now about my boxing career. Did you try to promote? Were you sent it?
2 fights to the professional. I had 20 fights amateur and 2 fights to the professional.
Nice, fantastic stuff. Could you share what the fighting moment that led to you transition from being a super featherweight boxer to a businessman?
Well, I've always been businessman. Me and my dad spoke about this before. We actually ended up making a concept of boxing into business, because how we looked at it, you're selling memory and you want to sell more leather than the next man.
Yeah.
So that's how we looked at it. There was never a transition. I've always been a businessman. I've always been an entrepreneur. When I was boxing and when I was training for a fight, that always come first. But deep down, I would be a businessman, and I always looked to earn money. And the good thing about boxing was it kept me very disciplined, and it taught me an awful lot. And the network with the people was very good, because you're surrounded by like-minded people, clean everyday training, doing what they do. And I believe that the network is a very big thing. And listen, what's great about this, you're surrounded by like-minded people, more on a journey to reach the same kind of destination that want to be successful. Now, that's hard to find. Then people are far and few between, I believe.
Absolutely, love that stuff. And have you taken any lessons from your boxing life that you've been able to introduce into your business?
It's not so much lessons, it's more lifestyle, like being able to sacrifice and be extremely disciplined, which I believe if I didn't box, I wouldn't be in what I am and be happy to go without, because the diet is actually extremely difficult. I used to quite enjoy the training, but the diet, like I weigh 70 kilos now, I used to box at 59. So it's a strict diet, hard regime.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And the discipline of focus is very, very right.
But I believe if you're not disciplined and you're not focused, or you're focused on too many different things, I think it's a lot harder to become successful in a certain area.